Welcome to Spiritual Calisthenics. Christ is in our midst. On March 21st, we commemorate St. James the Confessor, St. Thomas I, Patriarch of Constantinople, St. Philemon and St. Domninos. Regarding St. James the Confessor, this saint took up the monastic life from his youth in the monastery of Studium, where he became a disciple of St. Theodore the Studite. Later he became a bishop and suffered many afflictions and torments at the hands of the iconoclasts. St. Theodore composed a homily in his honor of this St. James. O God of our fathers, ever dealing with us according to your gentleness, take not your mercy from us, but by their entreaties guide our life in peace. From the prophecy of Isaiah.
On a bare hill raise a signal, cry aloud to them, wave the hand for them to enter the gates of the nobles. I myself have commanded my consecrated ones, have summoned my mighty men to execute my anger, my proudly exulting ones.
We once again see the idea of Christ coming. Hark, a tumult of the mountains as a great multitude. Hark, an uproar of kingdoms of nations gathering together. The Lord of hosts is mustering a host for battle. They come from a distant land, but from the ends of the heavens the Lord and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole earth. Wail, for the day of the Lord is near, at the destruction from the Almighty it will come. This is, of course, talking about the final judgment. They will look aghast at one another. Their faces will be aflame. The day of the Lord comes cruel with wrath and fierce anger to make the earth a desolation and to destroy its sinners from it. For the stars of heaven and their constellations will not give their light. The sun will be dark and its rising, and the moon will not shed its light. I will punish the world for its evil and the wicked for their iniquity. I will put an end to the pride of the arrogant and lay low the haughtiness of the ruthless. I will make men more rare than fine gold and mankind than the gold of Ophir. Therefore I will make the heavens tremble, and the earth will be shaken out of its place, the wrath of the Lord of hosts in the day of his fierce anger. This, of course, talking about the final judgment of the world. From the book of Genesis. Speaking of the wrath of God, on the 7th month, on the 17th day of the month, the ark came to rest upon the mountain of Ararat, and the waters continued to abate until the 10th month. In the 10th month, on the first day of the month, the tops of the mountains were seen. At the end of 40 days, Noah opened the window of the ark, which he had made, and sent forth a raven, and it went to and fro from the waters, and were dried upon the earth. Then he sent forth a dove from him, to see if the waters had subsided from the face of the ground. But the dove found no place to set her foot, and so she returned to him in the ark, for the waters were still on the face of the whole earth. So he put forth his hand, and took her, and brought her into the ark with him. He waited another 7 days, and again he sent forth the dove out of the ark. And the dove came back to him in the evening, and lo, in her mouth was a freshly plucked olive leaf. So Noah knew that the waters had subsided from the earth. Then he waited another 7 days, and sent forth the dove, and she did not return to him any more. Now, of course, the olive branch is a symbol. It's a play on words from the Greek to us, because Elios, mercy, is also oil, which comes from olives. And so polyelios, which is the name of the big chandelier in the midst of churches that have oil lamps, swings, and it's also symbolizing the great mercy of God. And so that dove carrying the twig of olive in its beak, in its branch, is the idea of mercy and forgiveness. In the 601st year, in the first month, the first day of the month, the waters were dried off from the earth. And Noah removed the covering of the ark, and looked, and behold, the face of the ground was dry. In the second month, on the 27th day of the month, the earth was dry. Then God said to Noah, Go forth from the ark, you and your sons wives with you. Bring forth with you every living thing that is of all with you, of all flesh, birds and animals, and every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth, that they may breed abundantly on the earth, and be fruitful and multiply upon the earth. So Noah went forth, and his sons and his wife, and his sons' wives with them. And every beast and every creeping thing, and every bird, everything that moves upon the earth, went forth by families out of the ark. Then Noah built an altar to the Lord, and took out every clean animal of every clean bird, and offered burnt offerings on the altar. And when the Lord smelled the pleasing odor, the Lord said in his heart, I will never again curse the ground because of man. For the imagination of man's heart is from his youth. Neither will I ever again destroy every living creature as I have done. This is telling us, and of course we see that the promise of this is found within the rainbow, which is the covenant of God's promise in this, that he will never again do this. But it also shows us that he will not destroy the earth again via flood, that the righteousness of God is that he will not destroy us in that way again. From the book of Proverbs. The mouth of the righteous brings forth wisdom, but the perverse tongue will be cut off. The lips of the righteous know what is acceptable, but the mouth of the wicked what is perverse. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. When pride comes, then comes disgrace, but with the humble is wisdom. The integrity of the upright guides them, but the crookedness of the treacherous destroys them. Riches do not profit of the days of wrath, but righteousness delivers from death. The righteousness of the blameless keeps his way straight, but the wicked falls down by his own wickedness. The righteousness of the upright delivers them, but the treacherous are taken captive by their lust. When the wicked dies, his hope perishes, and the expectation of the godless comes to naught. The righteous is delivered from trouble, and the wicked gets into it instead. With his mouth the godless man would destroy his neighbor, but by knowledge the righteous are delivered. When it goes well with the righteous, the city rejoices, and the wicked perish, there are shouts of gladness. By the blessings of the upright a city is exalted, but it is overthrown by the mouth of the wicked. He who belittles his neighbor lacks sense, but a man of understanding remains silent. I hope that you've enjoyed today's spiritual calisthenics. Have a blessed and wonderful day.